The other points I just wanted to touch upon before I took some questions is, firstly, I wanted to remark upon the actions by Alcoa to hire 30 security men to embark MV Portland to take those workers off that vessel and replace them with foreign crew. It is a very exceptional act for a company to enlist people to remove workers from a workplace and replace them with foreign workers. Now, it's done clearly with the cooperation of the federal government, and it's incumbent on the minister, particularly the Transport Minister and indeed the Minister for Employment, to explain what role the federal government had in removing those Australian workers from that vessel to allow foreign workers to take over that vessel. It's important that the public understand the level of complicity and cooperation provided to that company to take those workers from that vessel. Labor has stood up for the maritime industry in this country, and we opposed, and indeed the Senate opposed, the proposed legislation to allow foreign crew to take over Australian jobs and be paid $2 an hour. Now, this quite radical act by the company, I think, needs to be properly examined. The families of those and the maritime workers and their families, I think, deserve an explanation as to whether, in fact, the government was involved in the planning of this, who issued the entry licences, or who allowed for the entry of those 30 security people onto that port. Was it done by the Port Authority? Was the federal government involved? And the issuing of those temporary licences to those foreign crew is entirely against the spirit of the Parliament that rejected absolutely the ability for the government to sell out more Australian jobs in the maritime industry. It is, as the leader said, as Bill Shorten has said, and the Shadow Minister for Transport and Infrastructure, Anthony Albanese, have said, is this is work choices on water. It's allowing workers to be paid $2 an hour in our territory, in this country, and it's unacceptable. And I believe overwhelmingly the Australian public believes it is unacceptable, and the government has certainly questions to answer. And finally, I just wanted to touch on